Emotional scenes. You think you're just empathizing, right? Wrong. You're not merely tuning in. You're jumping into the deep end without a life jacket. Let's break the illusion. You're not just reacting. You're downloading an emotional torrent. It's not empathy. It's a full-body workout for your neural circuits. You feel like you're on a roller coaster while others are on a lazy river. Welcome to the club of emotional Olympians. But wait, it's not just you. Everybody gets a taste of this when the stakes are high. You just live in this intensity full time. Curious yet? Let's dive deeper. Here's the neural reality. Your brain isn't just watching. It's running a multi-threaded process. Your sensory network is on high alert, analyzing every micro-expression, every vocal quiver. You're not just watching a movie. You're in a high-stakes virtual reality simulation. It's like driving a race car while others are cruising in their sedans. Your neurons fire at hyperspeed, turning a 2-hour film into a sensory marathon. This isn't just intensity. It's a neurological tax that drains your cognitive reserves. Feel that mental exhaustion yet? That's your brain's processor overheating. But there's a catch. This high-octane processing gives you an edge. Intrigued? Now let's pivot. This fatal error? It's your miscalculation, not your malfunction. Your brain's hyperreactivity isn't a flaw. It's an evolutionary upgrade. While others miss the nuances, you're picking up the unspoken narratives, the covert emotional codes. You're like a high-resolution sensor in a world of standard definition. This isn't just about survival. It's about mastering social chess. The trade-off? Your sensory saturation can lead to cognitive friction. But here's the kicker. Your intensity is your advantage. Ready to exploit this high-tier tool? The verdict? Recalibrate your internal protocol. Your baseline calibration is off. You're not too sensitive. You're too attuned. Treat your emotional bandwidth like a high-performance engine. Tune it, don't tone it down. Shift from automatic reaction to strategic response. This isn't about numbing your senses. It's about mastering your neural orchestra. Begin with small recalibrations, conscious breathing, deliberate focus shifts. Turn cognitive friction into cognitive fluidity. Your brain's architecture is your blueprint. Build on it. Ready to shift gears? Here's your mic drop. Embrace your neural renegade status. You're not a glitch in the system. You're the system's upgrade. Your sensitivity is your superpower, your emotional depth, an untapped resource. You're not just navigating emotions, you're pioneering them. So, next time you're hit by an emotional scene, remember, you're not overwhelmed, you're overcapable. And that, my friend, is the ultimate irony. Ready for your next adventure? Let's start with the social mask. You've been told you're too sensitive, as if it's a personality flaw. But let's pull back the curtain. You aren't just feeling, you're absorbing. Picture yourself as a sponge among stones. While others deflect, you soak up every emotional droplet. Feel familiar? It's not just about being overwhelmed. It's about being overaware. This isn't weakness. It's hyper-awareness masquerading as fragility. Everyone has moments of this. But for you, it's like being on an emotional Wi-Fi that never disconnects. Now, isn't that a different perspective? Here's the neural reality. Your brain is a high-speed data processor. Imagine your brain's emotional algorithm running on turbo mode. You're not just noticing the main plot, but also the subplots, the character arcs, and the hidden storylines. You're like a detective in a world of casual observers. It's not just a movie. It's a neural symphony, and you're the conductor. The downside? This processing power comes at a cost, neural bandwidth overload. You're operating in 4K while others are fine with standard definition. Exhausting, isn't it? But this complexity is your neural playground. Ready to explore more? The fatal error lies in mismanaging this high-definition processing. Left unchecked, it's like leaving your car engine running all night. Your sensory saturation becomes cognitive chaos. But here's the flip side. This engine, if optimized, is a powerhouse. You see what others overlook, connecting emotional dots like a maestro. The trade-off is an energy drain, but the reward? A mind finely tuned to emotional intricacies. This isn't just survival. It's emotional intelligence on steroids. So, how do you harness this power without burning out? The verdict here? Implement a new internal protocol, sensory management. Think of it as upgrading your brain's operating system. Acknowledge your brain's high-octane needs and feed it strategically. Implement cognitive pit stops, brief moments of sensory reprieve, breath work, mindfulness, recalibration. These aren't just buzzwords. They're your neural pit crew. This isn't about dulling your senses. It's about sharpening them with precision. Your brain is a sports car. Treat it as such. Ready to revitalize your mental engine? Let's drop the mic. You're not stuck in an emotional loop. You're on an emotional circuit. Your sensitivity isn't a glitch, it's a feature. While others skim the surface, you explore emotional depths. You're not just a participant, you're an emotional navigator. So, next time tears well up or your heart races at a scene, remember, you're not overwhelmed. You're calibrated for complexity. That's your edge, your secret weapon. Ready for the next emotional journey? Let's face it, the myth of emotional weakness is a cultural relic. Your strong reactions are mislabeled as fragility when they're actually high-octane emotional intelligence. Imagine a world where everyone plays the same emotional note, while you compose entire symphonies. You're not drowning, you're diving deep. This isn't just about feeling. It's about interpreting the complex symphony of human emotion. What appears as overreaction is, in reality, your emotional radar on maximum sensitivity. You see shades while others see black and white. Intrigued by your own capabilities yet? Here's the neural reality. Your brain's architecture is akin to a high-performance CPU. It processes emotional data at breakneck speed. You're not just observing, you're decoding, analyzing, and synthesizing all at once. Imagine a computer running multiple complex algorithms simultaneously. That's your brain. But here's the catch. This level of processing requires energy. Ever wonder why you feel drained after a movie? It's not just emotional, it's neurological. Your brain's fuel tank is finite, and running on empty can lead to crashes. But fear not, because with great power comes great adaptability. Ready to hack your own system? The fatal error? Misinterpreting your emotional bandwidth as a burden rather than a boon. Your sensory saturation is like a high-voltage cable. Handle it well, and it powers your world. Mishandle it, and it shorts out. But here's the kicker. This bandwidth allows you to perceive patterns that others miss. You're the Sherlock of emotional insights. The trade-off is mental fatigue, but the reward is unparalleled emotional acuity. You see connections where others see chaos. So, how do you transform this high-voltage energy into a sustainable power source? The solution? Implement a dynamic calibration protocol. Think of your brain as a sophisticated machine in need of routine tuning. Introduce micro-recoveries, short, intentional breaks to recalibrate your senses. It's not about shutting down. It's about fine-tuning your sensory input. Techniques like focused breathing or visualization can serve as your mental pit stops. These aren't just tactics. They're essential maintenance for your neural engine. Your mission? To transform emotional reactivity into refined perception. Ready to upgrade your operational efficiency? Here's your mic drop. Your emotional intensity isn't a glitch. It's your quantum leap. Embrace your role as an emotional architect. While others navigate the superficial, you build skyscrapers of understanding. You're not just a reactor. You're a creator of emotional landscapes. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by a scene, remember, you're not malfunctioning. You're pioneering. Your sensitivity is your blueprint, your emotional depth a skyscraper. Ready to construct your legacy? Let's debunk another myth. Many believe strong emotional reactions are disruptive. But here's the truth bomb. Your emotional responses are not just reactions, they're revelations. Imagine a world where emotions are static, and you're the dynamic element. You're not causing chaos, you're unveiling the underlying currents. This isn't just about drama, it's about discovery. Your reactions are the flashes of insight in an otherwise dark room. While others sleepwalk through emotional scenes, you shine a spotlight on the nuances. Feeling the power yet? Here's the neural reality. Your brain is a hyper-aware sentinel. It scans for emotional cues like a radar tower searching the skies. You're not just passively observing, you're actively decoding layers of emotional data. Picture your brain as a control center, with screens displaying intricate emotional maps. This heightened awareness is your brain's way of keeping you ahead of the curve. But this constant vigilance can become a neurological tax if unchecked. Your challenge is balancing this hyper-awareness with mental clarity. Can you see the strategic advantage yet? The fatal error? Treating your emotional hyper-awareness as a liability instead of a strategic asset. Consider it a high-performance engine that, when fine-tuned, outpaces the rest. Your ability to perceive subtle emotional shifts is like having an emotional GPS. It guides you through complex terrains, but overuse can lead to burnout. The trick is to convert this sensitivity from a raw force into a refined tool. It's not about diminishing your sensitivity, but sharpening it to precision. Ready to channel your emotional horsepower? The verdict? Adopt a protocol of strategic emotional engagement. Think of it as a tactical retreat to recalibrate your emotional arsenal. Prioritize deliberate disengagements, moments where you consciously step back to recharge. This isn't withdrawal, it's strategic repositioning. Techniques like conscious visualization and emotional anchoring can serve as your recalibration tools. These aren't just strategies, they're vital for maintaining your emotional equilibrium. Your mission is to transform raw emotional energy into disciplined insight. Ready to refine your emotional strategy? Here's your mic drop. Your emotional reactivity isn't a short circuit, it's a strategic circuit. Embrace your role as an emotional strategist. While others react, you strategize the emotional battlefield. You're not just a player, you're the architect of emotional tactics. So, next time an emotional scene hits, remember, you're not overwhelmed, you're orchestrating. Your sensitivity is your command center, your emotional depth a strategic advantage. Ready to command your emotional domain? Let's tackle another misconception. Strong emotional reactions are often mislabeled as overreactions. But here's the twist. Your reactions are not excessive, they're expansive. Picture emotions as a spectrum where you don't just linger in the middle, you explore the edges. This isn't about losing control, it's about expanding the range of human experience. Your emotional spectrum is like a color wheel, rich with hues that others rarely perceive. While others stick to the basics, you paint with the full palette. Ready to redefine what it means to react? Here's the neural reality. Your brain is a sensory powerhouse. It processes emotional stimuli with the efficiency of a high-speed network. You're not just feeling emotions, you're streaming them in real time. Imagine your brain as a high-bandwidth server, handling multiple emotional streams simultaneously. This capacity for real-time processing is your brain's version of a superpower. But be cautious. Untamed, it can lead to overload. Your task is to balance this high-speed processing with strategic bandwidth management. Can you feel the potential for mastery? The fatal error? Treating your emotional bandwidth as a nuisance instead of a navigation tool. Your sensitivity is like a compass in a storm, guiding you through emotional turbulence. But remember, even the best compass needs recalibration. Neglect this, and you risk spinning in circles. The secret is to channel this sensitivity into a finely tuned instrument. It's about transforming raw emotional data into actionable insights. Your emotional intelligence isn't a burden, it's a beacon, ready to navigate with precision. The verdict? Implement a protocol of emotional precision. This means embracing deliberate sensory engagement, being selective with your emotional inputs. Think of it as a high-performance filter for your emotional bandwidth. Techniques like focused attention and sensory grounding can help you refine this filter. This isn't about dulling your senses. It's about enhancing your sensory acuity. Your mission is to transform emotional chaos into a symphony of clarity. Are you ready to conduct your emotional orchestra with finesse? Here's your final mic drop. Your emotional reactivity isn't an anomaly, it's an asset. Embrace your role as an emotional conductor. While others react impulsively, you orchestrate emotional harmony. You're not just a participant in emotional scenes, you're the maestro. So, next time you're swept up in an emotional moment, remember, You're not out of tune. You're conducting a masterpiece. Your sensitivity is your baton, your emotional depth a resonant symphony. Ready to lead your emotional crescendo? Let's shatter another misconception. Strong emotional reactions are often dismissed as irrational. But here's the kicker. Your reactions are not mindless. They're mindful. Picture yourself as an emotional architect, crafting structures where others see chaos. This isn't about losing your head. It's about engaging your heart and mind in tandem. Your emotional reactions are blueprints for understanding, creating clarity where others see confusion. While others may rush to judgment, you pause and construct. Ready to embrace the architecture of your emotions? Here's the neural reality. Your brain operates like a finely tuned emotional radar. It captures and processes emotional signals with precision. Imagine your brain as an air traffic control tower, guiding emotional flights through turbulent skies. This level of precision allows you to navigate complex emotional landscapes with ease. But beware, overloading this radar can lead to signal interference. Your challenge is to maintain this precision while avoiding burnout. Can you see the strategic possibilities in your emotional radar? The fatal error? Viewing your emotional radar as a liability rather than a leadership tool. Your sensitivity is like a compass that points you toward emotional truths. But even the best compass needs regular calibration to function optimally. Neglect this, and you risk losing your way. The trick is to channel this sensitivity into a finely tuned leadership tool. Your emotional insight isn't a burden, it's a guide. Ready to lead with emotional intelligence? The verdict? Implement a protocol of emotional leadership. This means practicing emotional agility, being flexible with your emotional responses. Think of it as an emotional gym where you train for adaptability and resilience. Techniques like emotional reflection and adaptive thinking can serve as your training regimen. This isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about enhancing your emotional dexterity. Your mission is to transform emotional turbulence into a journey of growth. Are you ready to lead with emotional agility? Here's your ultimate mic drop. Your emotional reactivity isn't a hindrance, it's a helm. Embrace your role as the captain of your emotional ship. While others may drift aimlessly, you steer with purpose and precision. You're not just a passenger in the seas of emotion, you're the navigator. So, next time you face an emotional storm, remember, you're not lost, you're charting a course. Your sensitivity is your compass, your emotional depth the vast ocean. Ready to set sail on your emotional voyage? Let's tackle the final misconception. Strong emotional reactions are often seen as a sign of instability. But here's the twist. Your reactions are not unpredictable. They're a form of emotional intelligence. Imagine yourself as a weather forecaster, predicting emotional climates while others are caught off guard. You're not a storm chaser. You're an emotional meteorologist. This isn't about being volatile. It's about understanding the emotional weather patterns others miss. Your reactions are the barometric readings in a world of emotional weather. Ready to own your forecast? Here's the neural reality. Your brain functions like a sophisticated weather station, constantly analyzing emotional data. It reads the atmospheric pressures of emotions, sensing shifts that others overlook. Imagine your brain as a complex network of sensors, each attuned to detect subtle changes. This acute sensitivity allows you to prepare for emotional storms before they hit. But beware, ignoring your internal forecasts can lead to emotional turbulence. Your task is to interpret these signals with accuracy and foresight. Can you feel the advantage of your emotional weather station? The fatal error? Treating your emotional forecasts as noise instead of navigational tools. Your sensitivity is like a weather app that alerts you to impending changes. But even the best apps need updates to stay accurate. Neglect this, and you risk being caught in an emotional downpour unprepared. Transform your sensitivity into an early warning system. Your emotional insight isn't a flaw, it's your guiding star. Ready to refine your emotional radar? The verdict? Adopt a protocol of emotional forecasting agility. This means honing your ability to anticipate and adapt to emotional shifts. Think of it as developing your emotional intuition, like a sixth sense for emotional weather. Techniques such as emotional journaling and scenario planning can be your tools for sharpening this intuition. This isn't about avoiding emotions, it's about becoming adept at navigating them. Your mission is to transform emotional uncertainty into a predictable forecast. Ready to sharpen your sixth sense? Here's your final mic drop. Your emotional reactivity isn't a flaw, it's a forecast. Embrace your role as an emotional forecaster. While others struggle in the emotional fog, you chart clear paths. You're not just a bystander in emotional climates. You're the navigator of emotional skies. So, next time emotional clouds gather, remember, you're not lost in the storm, you're predicting it. Your sensitivity is your radar, your emotional depth the limitless sky. Ready for your next forecast?